It's all yours.
Thank you. Members of the board, members of the community, good evening. It's great to be with you again. To ground us in tonight's conversation, I want to bring all of us back as a community, as a school system, to our three priorities. One is to graduate with options, to ensure all students, not some students, but all students graduate with options. Two is to double down to ensure that all of our students graduate literate. That's not just our ability to read and write, but it's our ability to critique and comprehend, our ability to value independence, to value evidence, to recognize and draw upon other perspectives, to not just tolerate them, but to honor them. We also believe that another priority is improving wellness and students and staff's mental health. With COVID and the various factors that we continue to deal with as a community, it can be hard to stay steadfast and stay focused, but our team and myself and this board and this governance team and this community remains committed to doing this work. And I'm really, really excited that tonight we have an opportunity to speak about a really important work that impacts students. Specifically about our approach and thinking about how we're thinking about and acknowledging what our current support system looks like in terms of supporting children with their mental health needs that are across our community. I continue to see firsthand the work that happens across the system, both in and out, and I continue to be grateful and blessed. I want our community to be able to see that as well, though. And so I'm really proud that our communications team and myself are beginning to launch a new video series, so stay tuned. We'll be launching it on YouTube. It will be called Doing the Work, where I'll actually be having an opportunity to work alongside various PSD staffers to get a sense of not just empathizing, but providing compassion to what their day in the life of being a PSD employee looks like in our districts. I've already had the opportunity to launch this and learn from one of our bus drivers, and I'm super excited to make that visible to the community so we can not just learn about these various roles, but we can learn to empathize, to empower them, and to lift them up on a pedestal to create, I would like, a community campaign to propel enthusiasm and morale for all of our staff members. So I want you to stay tuned to that. And I'm just incredibly excited to partner with our extraordinary communications team who just make us better, make our thinking visible to the community and the work that you do, Madeline and the respective team, in partnership with various staff members to help tell our story. I can't just say enough about you. In fact, I would like to have a camera with me all the time, to be honest with you. And I know we all have one in our pockets, and sometimes we use them at every other Tuesday night. But even just in the last 24 hours, I've had the opportunity for the first time to spend some really quality time with our integrated services team. More specifically, I had a chance to go over to Columbine Health and visit Project Search, as well as the SWAP program, the School to Work Alliance program. And what's incredible is thinking about these students with extraordinary abilities. We had an opportunity to double down on them, and I want to make sure I send a special shout out, not just to Director Sarah Ballou and our Assistant Director Aaron Voigt, but making sure that our coordinators at both of those programs, Sean Rosati and his respective staff, and Emily Ring, who's over at Project Search, the work that they're doing to create upward mobility for some of our most vulnerable children by doubling down on individual services, whether it's job coaching, apprenticeships, helping with resume building, giving them real life opportunities to be in the workforce as a result of this community surrounding itself with students who we see their light, we see their brightness, and we see the opportunity that they have with their intellect and their abilities to serve is nothing short of extraordinary. That SWAP program started off with 30 students. It now serves, it's a year-round program. It's not on a school calendar. It serves over 200 students. I'm really proud of that. I learned that our Project Search program that started with Columbine Health, it's now expanding to Banner Health Systems, had an opportunity yesterday to learn that that was the first Project Search program in the state of Colorado. We are trendsetters in that space. I now believe that there are 3. I met Sammy, one of the students over there. I can tell you right now, she knew everything about Columbine Health that you would ever want to know. And she was excited to tell me all of it. I had an opportunity to meet Maya, who came back from her day of work at Banner Health Systems and was just so excited to talk about how to help a health organization that's newer to our community off of Harmony Road to help keep it organized. She was in charge of making sure that a lot of their systems and structures, not just the, odds and ends, but some of the things that they need to make sure that when they need something, they know where it is. Maya was the person that they can count on, and she's a PSD student. I had an opportunity to meet Sebastian and Aeneas, who were sitting and learning yesterday about interview prep, who are getting really excited about interviews they have in the week ahead. This program is not just significant in terms of its service, but what was significant is the relationships, the trust, the opportunity to think about job creation. I had an opportunity to spend time this morning over at, where was I this morning? I was at, where was I? I was at the Lincoln Center. Just forgive me for a second. I'm still calibrating with the geography here. But I had an opportunity to spend about almost 2.5 hours with our professional development team in partnership with our classified staff who were having their seminars at the end of their program to show what leadership in PSD looks like through the lens of a classified staff. This was not just an induction program. This is a program that's investing in PSD staff who want to grow and become better and be leaders in our organization to pay that forward. And some of the creative ideas that we heard as a staff today didn't live in a vacuum. They're now something that's being drawn upon my cabinet meeting on Monday morning. How do we take these ideas and move them to scale? These priorities are not just words that we speak. We have to live them out through our actions. And I'm continuing to see that in new and unique ways every single day, in spite of the challenges. And so if you're one of our staff members that's listening to me speak tonight, I just want you to know, I know I've said it many times and I can't say it enough. Thank you. Thank you for not just showing up. Showing up is the hardest part, especially in spite of what we're all dealing with, whether it's morale issues, staffing shortages, Omicron surges. Not one of our buildings, not one of our schools are closed today. It's not a result of its superintendent. It's a result of our staff being committed to making sure that our children have an in-person experience and doing whatever it takes to make that happen and getting the job done. And the staff of this district do it every single day, and they deserve to be celebrated, and I couldn't be prouder to represent them. I know you're exhausted, but hang in there. You're doing great things. I also want to say thank you to our community partners. I talked about a couple of today, the SWAP program and Project Search. They don't happen by accident. That happens as a result of business partners surrounding themselves with this community and valuing inclusive experiences, inclusive leadership for all students, not just some students. But as we begin to talk about mental health in deep and meaningful ways tonight, we have supports in various partners who are in this room tonight, whether you represent that aspect of our community or another. We want you to know we see you, we hear you, we value you, and our doors are open to partner with you in new and meaningful ways. And I can't tell you how excited it is to not have to do this work alone. I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about the people who are not here, but we represent. To know that we're doing this in partnership with people and not to people is significant, and you deserve to be celebrated as well. I know I spend a lot of time in my community comment or public comment celebrating and centering on gratitude. People need that now. I will continue to stay on point and stay on message because it's really how I feel and how I show up as a result of how you have embraced and shown me love and compassion since I've been here. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate the time to be able to speak and address the community tonight.